I'm not a happy camper. Not at all. You see, somewhere in the middle of this movie, I realized, yo, I understand why Chalamet got the Oscar nod. And then it dawned on me that between this and Dune, there were two movies that came out that deserved Oscar consideration, with both which both got it, but he didn't walk away with an award for either of them. Not good. It's a travesty, y'all, especially once I reached the end credits of this one. Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Small Couch Reviews. It's your boy Sam. If you're a return viewer, I always forget to say this. Please go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button for us if you like and want to subscribe to our content. It will help us out. It'll help you out. If you're someone new, go ahead and wait till the end of the video. Then if you actually do like it, I would definitely appreciate a like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Now, this is actually a pretty old movie. So you've probably seen it. It's the Bob Dylan biopic, however you want to say it, user's choice, right? But anyway, and believe it or not, I actually saw this in a movie theater last week. It was still out. So a buddy of me went to see it. And yeah, I wasn't even really going to talk about this until I realized what it was about. Because I thought, like a lot of the biopics, it was going to be about, we'd see his upbringing, his adult life, trouble he got into and overcame, and, how he became the legend that he is. But it's not like that. This movie really focuses on a 4 or 5 year. I'm sorry, I missed the very beginning of this movie. I think it starts in 1961 and it ends in 65 at the Newport Folk Music Festival. So it's either a 4 or 5 year period. But anyway, in that time, Bob Dylan decides to switch up the sound and go from, acoustic to electric. And, that's the main point of the movie. The main plot of the movie is everything that came with that switch up, which even as I'm saying it out loud, you and me are probably thinking, okay, so he switched to electronic instruments. Who cares? People cared. It was a big deal. And this movie did a great job showing that. But before I get into the plot, before I get into the sets or the cinematography or the wardrobe or anything, I have to start with the main reason to see this movie. Okay? That is because of Timothée Chalamet. Yes. Listen, y'all. Listen. There have been a lot of great biopics that have come out, even especially recently. Just think back. We've had Rami Malek and as Freddie Mercury in the Queen movie. Austin Butler as Elvis. Taron Egerton as Elton John. And then, my favorite to date is way back in 2004. It was Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles. I thought he's been the best portrayal. But even him, as good as he was at being Ray and becoming Ray and showing what he was, Jamie Foxx wasn't singing in that movie. Now, Taron Egerton was actually singing in his movie, but when you hear him, it's not Elton John that you hear. It's just you hear Taron Egerton singing Elton John songs, which, he has an excellent voice. So I actually prefer his version of Your Song to Elton John's, but that's a story for another day. But anyway, all to say, they were all good performances and they got the job done. But here's the thing. Unlike those other guys, I actually listen to Bob Dylan, okay? And it's a bit of a misnomer, I'm sorry. It's not like he's on my Spotify daily like Eminem or Kevin Gates or something like that. What I mean is, like, growing up, my mother played him and Billy Joel. Like, I know those guys, right? So I know what they sound like. And my favorite song of his is Mr. Tambourine Man, in which, just on a side note, I always get amused when I hear the way he says the word morning. Like, if you've ever heard it in a while, go listen to it. He says it like mining in the jingle jangle mining. I don't know. That amuses me. Anyway, I know what his voice sounds like, right? So when Chalamet starts speaking, I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't expect that voice to come out of you, but I dig it. It's really good. But when he got on stage and sang "The Times Are a Changin'," I promise you, I was like, that's him. That is Bob Dylan. That is his voice. It was so eerie. Like, if you don't believe me, please go listen to the soundtrack of this movie and then tell me I'm tripping. It was so good. I can't even talk right now, man. I was like, wow, he did a great job sounding like him and then acting like him. Again, not just the voice, just the swag, the personality. It was like I was looking back at a documentary from this time of a young Bob Dylan. Which just another thing about him, the one thing about him that stood out to me in this movie, they all these movies show that, our heroes are less than perfect, right? They have some demons or something they have to overcome. In this one, Bob Dylan, sure, he may have a little of that, because he is kind of a womanizer. Not kind of, he's a womanizer. But the thing about him that really stuck out to me was, like, I don't even know the word for it. It's like, it's arrogance, but it's like justified. Like, there's a scene with him and Joan Baez, portrayed by Monica Barbaro, let me say that correctly, who I also didn't know could sing the way she does. When she's first introduced, she sings a song, and that girl got some pipes on her, man. She can sing. So great job to her. I had no idea that was actually them singing. I actually had to look it up like after the movie to figure that out. But both of them did a great job. I think Chalamet was better, but she was good. She was great. Anyway, there's a scene with those two where she's like, you see her as Joan. She's she's up writing, trying to figure out, trying to basically perfect her craft. And in the background, Chalamet's chilling, and he's just like, yo, you're working too hard. And the look that comes across her face, it's a look I'm sure we've all had, when we're busting our butt and we're working, and there's just that one person who just, is just doesn't seem like they're trying as hard as you, but they seem to just get it. They're just a natural. And man, he exuded that type of energy in this movie. And that, like, I just like, it was masterful, man. It really was. So yeah, Chalamet, he is the lightning bolt to this movie. He is the reason you need to see it. Okay, now going back to the plot a little bit. So we're shown in this movie that Bob Dylan, he's kind of like a rebel. So like, I mean, even something as simple as like showing up to meetings on time, like he just doesn't do that. Like, it's so like he has this air of aloofness on him where he's just so chill and stuff. It's like, yo, chill. He's talking to his manager, like, yo, chill. It's not a big deal. We'll get it done when we get it done, right? So, that energy, I dig. I like that. So, when he decides he wants to switch up the sound and go electric, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And, there's so much backlash to him, so much. And, on the one hand, I'm on his side because he says something along the lines of, like, who are you to decide what folk music is? Why don't you let me try this and see if you like it before you even judge it? Which I'm like, okay, I get that. But then on the other side, you have like the people who are supportive of just traditional folk music. And Edward Norton's character is on that side, who also, by the way, totally understand his Oscar consideration. I didn't gush about him, but Edward Norton was fantastic in this movie. Just the person he was being had such a caring soul, and you could just see that the entire movie. And, he is like, hey, I get what you're doing. But like, folk music, it's almost on the map. We're almost there. We're almost there, man. We're so close. And honestly, you're the one who's come along and you can save us. I'm talking to Bob. And he's like, so if you just help us, you just play along, don't do the electronic just yet, then maybe folk musical, get where it needs to be. And, we can essentially be on the map now. So you have those two conflicting things, which, while I was on Bob Dylan's side, I actually understand the other side. So I really liked that conflict that happened. Again, even as like I'm talking about it, it may sound like it was just, a nothing burger, but it was a big deal. And I love that the movie actually made me feel like it was a big deal. And yeah, man, when that, like, so we see a couple years of this folk festival. At first he comes out and he does the songs or whatever. Then, when he starts getting tired of it, he's like, man, I don't want to play Blowing in the Wind my entire life. I want to do something else with my music. I want to switch it up. And, when it gets to that final one where he's deciding like, yo, I'm about to do this, man, oh man, my heart was pounding, man. Cause it's like people, there were, like they were split. Just like, I was split, kind of like, I kind of understand what he's doing versus what he's doing. Like they show like the fan base, like is split. Some of them are like, yo, let Bobby do his thing, and others were ticked off. And the way they showed that one festival, that scene is gonna live in my mind forever. And it's not like it's extra violent or there's just a lot of action. There's so much tension built into that moment, into that entire thing. And again, I gotta give kudos to the director here, and the actors in the movie in general. It was done very, very well. So yeah, believe it or not, I actually don't have a negative thing to say about this movie. I thought it was an excellent way, just showing this 4 year period of his life. I thought it was an excellent way to get people to invest or to interested in this character. You definitely invested in the story, let me say that. But it's a nice way to get people interested in this character, because even me afterwards, I'm like, yo, I want to know like the whole background behind this. Like, why were people so angry? And then after that, what was the reaction after he actually went electronic? And I know there was a huge fuss about it, and it was very controversial. But Bob Dylan is still one of the biggest stars in the world. So I kind of, I looked into what was going on after that and his career after that. So I thought it was dope, man. And yeah, trust me, Chalamet, look, even if you don't watch the movie, just go on YouTube, listen to the soundtrack, listen to Mr. Tambourine Man, and listen to the name Like a Rolling Stone, which is where the title of this movie comes from. Listen to those. And then tell me if you do not think he sounds like Bob Dylan. Tell me if I'm tripping seriously. But yeah, man, I know this wasn't a typical review. It was more of a gush session. But, if you care, if you haven't seen it by now, you should go see it. I highly recommend this movie. I don't think there's anyone out there who would really dislike it. I think it's a very well told story with some songs you'll definitely know. Again, Bob Dylan. He's one of those people where even if you don't think you've heard him, you've heard him. So yeah, man, that's it. Complete Unknown. If you've watched it, let me know what you think. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button for me. Thank you so much. And until next time, I'm out.